Alright, Emambi Engiya and Onsia Soro Manchomo, Ligerio KCTV, Karibu sana Somoro Bregwenyoni, and Semonia Kabere, and the Omweri, Wasabagani Baberiba Kunyara Wikirana as a studio. Two amazing young gentlemen, sijui kama wanajua kuongea kikisia ama wanasikia lakini hawajui kuongea ama ni Gen Z typical, sijaona placard na chupa ya maji, but I'm so happy to have them this morning. Watu watawanga, hey, mnaweza kuja na maubaya. But thank you so much. Karibu sana to studio. Good morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, mukoni mugusi motebi na kimokoro kwa asemwarwa bantu baro gusembu yabare tutaranyara gusanga so bwame mambiya rero tugatuchake naye.
Nabakwani mazinga mbere somara da ko lecture Mong'are program
all right, Peter Ward.
He don't. We just have one.
With the politics ya Nyamira County. Where?
County.
Muko sawa?
Muko salama, but things are tough. Yeah.
Where? But the last 2.5 years mmeona maendeleo vitu mbili tatu.
I cannot be in a position with another Mandela.
Gani mwananchi wa kawaida na wamenye tawara kusema kama nyatekenyoro.
Nimetekenyoro. I always there.
Paranchi ngulire
Wapi?
Nitali nchi kwa temali yoko.
Literally, kama for example where I come from Nakuru South. Last time though what budget kitinga sa Kongo Catholic dispensary. Right now as we speak, if you look at the county government, they say they spend 4 million for the dispensary. But that is where I come from. Unatoka Mong'are with the dispensary ya seri. Hivyo je karani mani.
Good morning, karibu sana sa studio. Mufanye mugusi.
Asante sana Mong'are. We appreciate kwa tarangeriga tukwane no mugusi samulita ngoro print no Barongo. Ngoro machogo ro constituency watch ward. Yeah.
Oh. Bochi barabumbi yabale.
Bochi ngote mamale. Mwamsiona. Mwamsiona koroku naru mu America tari kutoka keke. Niyo maende. Kenyora. Mwamsiita ni ya tari kutoka Kenya. Kura bwite chikura. Mtonya kwa marora.
Ameenda Nairobi.
Ya, ameenda USA.
Ese kare mwamsi.
Wana ntutonya kwa marora. Wana uno to kubina ene kare chipasa lichikwe chenkwa na namuruti. Chipasa lichiche county. Wana.
Thank you so much. We are going to have an amazing conversation this morning. You can feel the energy. Gole ndo kusinara kumetina ene yote to toyamo no koyemo kyo yote to kutumia. So, karibu studio. Tima itiko se eketo kunyara kukwanira amangana yaba sai mambia lero. Of course ni kwate gazeti tetu chukwango mwangwe mambia lero. But the employed Gen Z. Our streets. Our streets. What is this sudden energy? All of us, my youths interested in politics. You know, Raila Odinga. That is doing your quota for exam. The Attorney General of Kenya, surely. That is the only reason why I knew those people. But right now, with the Ministry of Interior and Communication, please forgive me, which department is that? So, I can't pay the water out of the blue. Kinga na makwele de, no check you, keki amire. Makwele de, amandegere. Akaumbuke teiga, mandegere na mwiro bochaiga. That is what is happening now side. Is it real? What is this? What is not happening?
You see, literally, that every story, like every movement, has a story behind it.
Okay.
Like for example, in our case, all of us we having the same problems. And when you have the same problems, you are at the same place. What do? You come up with a solution. We are in a generation whereby we don't have jobs, we are unemployed. In fact, almost 90% who are protesting right now, all of them are graduates. But then jobs, the market is not ready for absorb these people. And then the problem that the policy that these people are implementing each and every day, the high prices, over taxation, rent where we live, they will look here every single time. At the same time, when we ask for them, they tell us they're still kids. Can you still wait? And just say comfortably that I'm just a kid, you have bills to pay. We are seeing our parents aging at home. They're expecting from us. If we cannot stand out for them, nobody is going to stand out for them. I know what you're saying, that we are living in a borrowed time from our kids. For example, our parents, the life they lived, that is what we're living today. If they were successful at that time, definitely some of us lived a better life. If I cannot be successful at this point, my kids will suffer. So I'm borrowing this time that I'm living today for asawa. So if I want to give them a better future, I must make sure that we have got equity, we have got an employment, we've solved it. Our parents, they have got the health insurance scheme, and all those things is working. Yeah.
All right. I grew up poor at it too. I don't know if that still exists. It's sort of like we are in the 20 education was free. There is a certain gentleman comment online, and I like the post whatever. School fees, and then here they have to pay rent. They have to invest and life goes on.
Okay. Asante sana Maralina ndiye Barongo tevina kurende movement ya Gen Z is very nisikuligerekere twalinge campus into if school fees to ngwakana ni yaba ngwakana boniga. There is a very great disparity. Oh no, ELB HEF bache jitimba kiroje lieta ELB lichechiri high education fund. So kertokoligeri kurende movement ya Gen Z, it was it's something that came up in an organic way, and okoligeri abaibuli ababajo ni abana chi university. They are crying. There is no jobs, and the system has not come up with a way how to absorb the current graduates and those people who are going to graduate after us now. Oh no. And another thing, we have been operating in promises. Metenje karena lengo make. Mwanasiasa kuchupa promise. Okora promise. Ekare irichikura mokomoro. Oh no, this Gen Z is going to bring a political impact 2027 in many ways. The first thing that I'm seeing, political affiliation. You know, we have been used to cling to one political affiliation or political party and voting pattern. The Gen Z, the way they have come, now we are going to change the voting pattern of 2027. We are going to change the political affiliation of 2027, and this thing is going to have some consequences. Because the way these politicians are going to approach us as Gen Z, they have to change the way of the campaigning strategy. They have to go to know how to provide the message to the Gen Z. They have to go to, it's going to be issue driven rather than promise driven. So if they're going to bring up issue driven this thing, they have to say the fact, the specific fact, and what matters to us Gen Z. And another thing that the potential consequences I'm seeing is that those traditional political stronghold that are going to be challenged. Because long ago we used to say that this is a stronghold of so and so and so. But Gen Z, they are going to come up with something that is different. They want to listen to something different. They want solutions, not promises. Because some of us here, we have been into this politics where we support people. They promise us so many things. And at the end of the day, after they get into the office, we don't see them again. It is. We listen, but that's why because we normally don't do a conversation about our MCA. They don't do a conversation about our MCA. To tena room MCA na akora gente get. Se na sere din tanya kumwe. Dimetu nyago cha MCA to akuru mwamba. Yero mera.
No, nilianga ki hiyo kurobeka na kwa chagete agiago ane mone gorije finance bill anda bantu bakaboli bono abasaya bego bakurobeka no kagemba maiteki ke kogera bakurobekana ande ndo komenya konyo abasaya babo esoki abandi basomerete nonyelo lichiko abandi basomerete accounting financing abandi basomerete political science, and they were trying to break down everything. What they have to do, you know ngobatete kubeke bango baka pampas and people were like, no, this can't happen. No, this is not right. Now, this makes me want to ask Mambialero, is it true nga politically aware? Do they really what the information in politics?
At our generation, I normally crack a joke to some of my friends. The politics is not of my choice. It's the air that we breathe. I in the morning when I look at what is happening. That's the first thing that I look at. You see, density at airlines of the site right now. In fact, the kind of settlements these people demonize all of them are striking me.
Yes. Vidogo.
You go into other things. So when we were reading this, and you remember, you want to say my facility you were prepared a little bit earlier for how much better you were in. That we going out. We have the people who will be calling out.
You will be silent.
You will be the people who will be calling out. These guys, like Wakara, will be the So literally right if
sorry.
Right now, every single person you can understand there is no single day that we ever debate from politics. Because politics will determine how you kids will live, will determine the taxation that you will pay, will determine the kind of jobs that will be available in the market, will determine the kind of the curriculum that our kids will be doing. So if we've learned all these things, so there is not even a single day those we can answer and we take the seat, the back seat, and what these people are doing. No longer time that we've been told that we are the future leaders. We don't want to lead in the future, we want to lead right now. But if I remember very well, there's this thing, I think 2010, when we had the Arab Springs, when it started that. When that street vendor was killed, and then that was the breaking point. Remember what happened? Tunisia, very early was overthrown, went to Egypt, it was overthrown, went to Yemen and other things out. It was just a movement that started from the Genesis. And the reason is, at that time that was a breaking point. Maybe there had so many differences at that time. When Muhammad was killed over the street, because I can't remember exactly what happened at that time, but he was killed. And that was the breaking point at that time. A revolution was brought. So we are ready to bring the revolution to our country, and we decided to do politics now as our job because we are unemployed. So that is why we are employed right now. We must bring change, we must call out our leaders, we must call out the corrupt leaders, and we must move on against this. Yeah.
Wow. Now, in another side, I never decided wow, but you must submit an award nakimokonyora information ngoro ya mangana iga siasa ni mitandao bali ngekwenda kibakonya gotesa biriga kalibakonya goteba ngoro ya mangana siasa inunga imokurusia mangana.
Okay, at the moment we are having technology, and we have online, we we have a way that you can access information, maybe like when the laws are set, you can go to the internet and check out, you read a document, you analyze. You know, most of the people who are in Gen Zs, these are the people between 1997 to 2012, and I think they have got exposure. And once they get an information, they read it, they analyze, they share. You know, the goodness with Gen Z, we don't hide information. Once you get information, you read and you understand. Then you enlighten other people. That is the goodness of the Gen Z. And we know how to use technology. If there is a way that because you can use even photos, you can so this technology is actually, it is stimulating this Gen Z movement. And we don't want to live like a millennium. I don't want to say that in millennium there. Yeah, so you know, the Gen Z, we are issue driven. We don't want a lot of stories and promises. And if the leader of this country should have the education system, okay? The education system should be in a way that once someone completed the university or completed the school, is absorbed. You know, the job market, you find someone has done a certain course after campus, is doing a very funny job. So this education system should be revolutionized or should be refined in a way that it can accommodate all of us. Because I know most of the people in Kenya love education, and our parents actually, they are the key drivers of this thing. That's why they took us to school expecting that after school tutakuja kuwasaidia. Sasa unaona tumemaliza, government itatupa kazi. Sasa this is the challenge. You don't know how my parents struggled to take me to school. Actually, the government has failed us, and if you want to fail a country, fail the health system, fail the education system, fail the security system. There's no country there. Wow. So we start with education. The government should bring the stakeholders who have got ideas, where they involve the Gen Zs in creation of ideas, how it is going to create employment for these people. You saw there's a time I saw rising. Do you know the rising? This person who has a lot of factories. There's a time he was almost evacuated from this country, and he is creating jobs, yeah, for sugar. Instead of creating more industries where these people can work, you want to reduce the number of industries. You know, once you tell an investor to go, mambo matatu, it depends. Okay, you know, that is we have a legal process how to handle that. You don't say, tell a person, now go, disappear. We have so many people who have engaged in those things, and we have a legal process how to handle that case. Not telling someone to go. There are people who are doing in that factory, who are feeding their families, who are paying school fees, who have relatives who depend on them. You know, there is for example, you can have a brother who is working in that company. He's paying for your school fees. He's giving back to the family. Has the wife, has the son. So if you stop this factory from doing, you can see you're not going to affect this one person. You're going to affect the circle around that person that you are telling him to go. Another thing is the health system. Health system, when we used to have NHIF, we never had a lot of challenges. But of late, this SHA and I don't know whether it's SHA or SHIV, and we have been having a lot of tantrums because you see they bring policies day night. So I wish that before they bring that made a proper structure before they bring it to the public. They give a final product that is refined. But now you see they bring chief. I know that you never saw this thing in NHI. When it came to the public, it was just consumed by the people. But chief, inafika mahali unasikia no TP sijobe kiko seninga ki.
Basi wamesema hiyo TP wamesema hivyo wameleta biometric.
Waleta biometric. Wow no, chief yako nyaingoja. Bae ngoi karanza bale te structure ngia. These new things it confuses the public. You know, kwenye nilikuwa leta tu simu yako madam, simu yako tebu ati kaba tebu ati nini wala tu ekio. Mondo choka tebi, simu yako tebu ko be kuna ndege ndege. Na simu yako tebu ati protector. Na ono ngaki lakini bado mno mtaka leta simu yako binerega ebe kire gento now you are satisfied no nyara ka challenge hii simu yako but simu yangu ya beta package it lakini wana barabu bakatere ikakatiba njora gochia watu njora gochia even if something is good okonyora poor packaging of that correct.
Yeah. Wow, that is beautiful. Wancho Mong'are KCTV me studio ni gombwata basaye ba Gen Z tugenda to kwande buriya mangana ya basaye na na mono okugani kwa bugochia sobo choli bo mwaka 2027 na umetere ron throwback Thursday ne bintombiro monya ko hinyo bibo chananya go seka ngora ntuna bantu to isara stis kutoka nyete ngombe erusio mogoye alafu embure manye go chaka go tu mwende kurara nemo like mbuya mora ni moria no te tuero como colara nere ngombe ke kwaro ne moria bwana na kesho mnafa kwenda shule wewe and we survived all that
na mambi ugo boke mori ya pekera itirira manje ugo cha kunyungusa liko chiango chia mamasu.
And we still have to go to school. Na bado tuko hapa. Ni sawa tu. No wonder hawatashiki. Ni God. Ni God. When I grow up, I want to be an engineer. Anataka beko mokisana. Ndio tuwete kutoka beko. Primary tulitaka maximum ya 4 out of 500. High school tukataka A. Alafu university first class. Alafu mtu nyime job surely. Hata viewers acha tuliko active. Now I know say first, you know, we can't start usaba saimba kuchaka kwesoki raising alarm, giving all these ideas without first registering as voters. Have you registered as a voter? Ama kwanya wake kula ringe na ekero osonyo kwanya waka, what change do you think you'll bring this year 2027? Go say if you have never voted, what change do you feel like you're going to bring 2027?
Personally wana
tunatumike kusingwa kwa magena
ndangani na agite kura 2022 but I think at that time na agite kura with sober mind. Let me say that.
Na imejua mwenye ulipigia kura.
But deep down in my as an single blockade order. So number one, for example, mungu ngone ko kujua mboki.
Mtu andria kwete.
Tangi dia wanenia. Atachanga ni campus. Agacheke nyoroga kutoka mtumoraiga. So ni kwa baba sanga mama barega kwa primary uniform kanisa. Ye kanisa. Umo ate mwana. Mtu kwa tege wewe jelo at that time. And then two, to correct movement in Wibia, our Kakabanga guy. For example, Nyaribo comes from North Mong'are.
Yeah.
So when I got was a North Mong'are, Mondava thing about no, to take the work and do work at Ibonero North Mong'are. To come out to Kurabanda Monsibi. But it has reached a time whereby so they don't for civic education. Personally, we've started that. We started doing civic education to churches for free. We educate them on what they're supposed to do. Not to work based on cleansing, based on tokenism. You're going to vote depending on the ideas, on the manifesto these people are going to set for us. And their past record, before they came into this place. Before most people don't manage the record. And in fact, this is the first time for 2027 we might even come up near hashtag whatever Gen Z 60s. Because we are tired. We are tired basically with these guys there. Every time, every time, because we've seen about the agencies, the young parliamentarians, what they are doing.
Yes.
We have seen the likes of Didi Nyoro, the way they are performing, Taraba Babu, the way they are performing. Salas Manyaga Korean he's performing in a way. Salas is a performer. I think it goes on Motinyo, we wrote a letter to Didi Nyoro with some movement guys to Nairobi. So we went and see what are they really doing in Kiaru constituency. I'm telling you, my sister, I was shocked. Whatever that I saw, these people were receiving around 180 to 198 million in their financial year. Mowasi receives around 206 million in KC. But again, remember, kuna kitu anaita sijini masomo bora. Masomo bora are across 15,000 students, kama wanafunzi waka 1,000 per term. This guy, abuate in the same place, abuata gantu wangine chichama. Wangina was make a chini. When you transport all the way from Kiaru, Ochileta Nairobi, and he sells it for them on a monthly basis. That is such a like empowerment to take as our mabamito. We are tired that our mabamito ko take 150 shillings, if they can be empowered, that is the thing that we want to appreciate. And we are going to village, we tell them exactly what we want them to do. And around the other work on to also we are tired over that. Personally, I'm a teacher, but there is a problem with our education system. There is a big problem. I normally tell my friends there is a time when I sang it in the CBC in a way. I used to tell them there is a competence-based confusion. This is not competence-based curriculum, it is a competence-based confusion. Number one, we are there. Also, I'm on the English literature, but no, I also speak Swahili. I did math chemistry, but I was there teaching Swahili. What can I teach in Swahili? I have no copy about that. We have never done creative arts before. We are there doing creative arts. Are we really helping our kids? In fact, these are the same people we expected to come and take the maybe job opportunities and so on. I think to be what you say in a developing country, we really when I think depend as a government, we are supposed to be creative enough. But the kind of the education that we are supposed to be given should lead us to be creative in such a way that we can create jobs amongst ourselves. Because developing countries, there is no developing countries out there are unemployed. That is the chance you went to look at USA, the developed countries. But there is a lot of projects that can be done. There is a lot that we can be done if only youth will be empowered to be innovative, to be creative, to be given skills, rather than doing the theoretical work. You are there in the university, Montako the economics and finance, but let him come to the field, nothing that can show up over that.
Saturation in school.
Saturation over those things. I happen to also be the so-called British curriculum in a way. These guys, the education system is totally different from ours. Totally different from ours. Even the way these kids are prepared. So maybe we go to the chemistry. Or for example, you realize, or as a form for you are doing 7 subjects or 8 subjects. As they do call coin. You're seeing these. So these guys, the way, for example, when you work correct, it's okay. I think the so-called CBC to some extent, it is pushed from those things like the curriculum, and some of it pushed from the IGCSE and I think Cambridge system. But still it is not fully implemented. We lack so many resources in terms of teachers and so on. So we want to get into parliament. This time we want to get into leadership, into parliament. From there we can be able to make policies that will influence the kind of the curriculum that will be held by our people. And we must get out to tell exactly what we expect of them. Yeah.
Wow, maajabu.
Yeah.
Nilikuwa nasema challenges that in the mind Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia agriculture is Google. But now, do you feel like youths this time they are going much kunyara we soak in large numbers sasa kunyara wake kura come 2027 because bado project. You know, I don't know how much kunyara go convert the online energy into reality or offline energy into reality. How is it possible?
It is possible because the Gen Zs are very angry. They want change. Have you ever seen someone who is mtu akonja? Mtu akonja anataka maji ya kunywa. Atafanya juu chini apate hiyo maji, whether by use of sign language or by use of word of mouth. So these Gen Zs, for me, I'm saying that is going to make 2027 you have a very good leadership. We don't want to hear something that is not fit into our emotions, into what is something that cannot fit in our mind, because for this politician to come to us, they have to check our emotion. Yeah, they have to check what is affecting us and which solution are they way to bring. Because we don't want to recycle the problems. We'll be recycling the problem. If it is the voting pattern that has been bringing us problem, which have been making us health system to fail, which has been making our education system to fail, the voting pattern should change so that now we'll be driven by fact check, not by word of mouth. I tend to participate in 2017 election, but 2017 is when I turned 18 years. So ndio nilikuwa nimechukua ID after election. So before election sikupiga kura because there is my mentor I always talk about, who is called Sandona, Thomas Okari Sandona. Is the one who introduced me to politics. And by 2017, he was the chairman of ODM in Barongo. Yes. Actually, he's the one who exposed me to politics back then. But he came to pass on as he was approaching to the election. Now I was nikabaki yatima in terms of political, so I was trying to navigate. So 2020 also participated in the election, but I participated in the governors because I was an ODM live member. So I was ODM even up to now. Up to now. So up to now, I'm a registered ODM member. I'm a registered ODM member, a live member. So I'm still thinking how 2027 is going to be, because if you can see the political landscape of Kisii is going to change 2027. Let us say the truth to be told. 2027, there are so many things are going to change because we have Matiang'i and also Maraga. Also we have also ODM. ODM, you know, is Kisii has been the stronghold of Raila Amolo Odinga. And Gen Zs are coming. We don't have a tribe, we don't have a party, we don't have a face, we don't have a leader. So that's why I'm saying the political landscape of 2027 is going to have mixed reactions. Actually, if these people are not going to be keen, 2027 is going to be a very funny election, because it will be very funny to the millennials, because you know millennials, I don't know, most of the time they look at Gen Zs, even at work, Gen Zs, there is that norm of underrating the Gen Zs. I don't know whether you are getting, you know, the Gen Zs, because the Gen Zs, they address things the way they are. If you wrong and a Gen Z, you tell you, bwana umenikosea, let us solve this problem. That is how Gen Zs work. So, you know, millennials, they can say, let us wait. But for the Gen Zs, once we have seen a problem, we want a solution. We want a solution. Yeah, we are solution-minded. You are solution-minded. That's why this government should be very careful on how they treat us, on how they treat the graduates, on how they treat people who are joining the university right now. Because these are the people who are going to face it rough. The school fees, iko konju. This person amaliza shule. At least for us, we never paid that much. Even if we are languishing out here, kutafuta kazi helter skelter, at least haituumi sana. Na sisemi haituumi sana wasitupe kazi.
But now, are there any Gen Z leaders who kuligere limote banga baiga ku influence vale our political perception baba murarake baswiga you know. And at the same time, do you feel like unajiunzia kile mko kwana even rugeno ngotegere rubile no yuko kumtegere tani?
Personally, I think I've met Baraki Basu several times, and we shared a lot. I remember Mong'are before he decided to quit politics at that time. We used to meet somewhere, as a shop area Gari, on the other side. I think I even said in the link, I didn't watch. I didn't watch. So we met several times. But now you realize the problem all the time as a coach, Rice. We really don't have a leader. And I think to some extent that is okay. Because when you have a leader, these people, they so-called politicians, will come to this person, they try to bribe him or probably persuade him to be silent or something of that sort. So when we allow one of us to be so much influential to such an extent, definitely the politicians. So when they come in, definitely so many times society maybe they have been struggling in a way, blah blah blah, they have got financial problems and so on. So when these people come in all the time, they tend to corrupt their minds in a way, maybe as a over. So to me, to some extent, I say we need to be leaders, we need to have a leadership decentralized in such a way that on the three Yogotora, if we have got a problem, we face it as that, because let that problem, because for example, what is the unemployment thing? Well, that is the reason why
that is the enemy now.
That is the enemy. So at that particular time, at that particular time, we know it has been happening before. They will try to hijack this, but normally, you cannot really stop those times come. Even if they buy under once people operate so on and so on, it will reach a time. It will, in physics, say which we get the lasting point, which we get the breaking point. At this point, for example, enough result, enough. But we lead the relook up. So there are people that I respect. Mong'are is a good gentleman. I can open reasons very well. Even very well. We engage in the reasons very well, and so many other leaders. We try to form some movement again, so that we try as much as we can. We get all leaders, all Genesis leaders across the board, and so on, and Rift Valley. Rift Valley is a problem kidogo, but at least we trying to form some movement, the rest Genesis and so on, so that at least we.
With no leader or with a leader.
Right now we don't have a leader, but to some extent we must have a vision bearers. Because you can't wake up on the fine morning.
But at the right time. But at the right time. You have a leader at the right time.
This is going to happen before the intergenerational dialogue. What would you? Are you going to have intergenerational dialogue?
Okay, for now. After election, I've not been following ODM because of my personal reason. And so for Gen Zs, I don't think whether they are into the dialogue, because I saw it was it called a conclave. So for the Gen Zs, I've not had something whether they are into that, because it is a more broad based. It's more broad based.
But again, I'm sorry. What are we going to have a conversation? For example, there's corruption. Do we need a conversation? So that corruption is the way.
That is where I wanted to go next. What are these political issues that matter most for my Gen Z side?
Political issues. Personally,
is a no, and we can't talk. The only reason we can change, or the only way we can change this is this way.
Okay. So, for example, we have a problem in employment.
Gen Zs are full-time employed as protesters.
But
when you're for the masters and PhD rules, somebody invented that and they felt it was a valid.
The truth be told, the challenge we are having as Gen Z is employment. That is the main thing. And another thing is economic stability, because and social justice. Because when you talk about something that you are not satisfied with. You tend to be bullied maybe by the government. That's why you see most of the time you have abductions because of speaking out. When you are fearless, when fear is gone, you become a threat. I think that is something that we need to know.
Yes.
Even if you, for example, even in marriage, if you have been fearful in marriage, and you become fearless, you become a threat now. You become a threat.
I speak from the point of experience.
Yeah.
No. I'm not from the point of experience.
It's not like
it was an example. It's not like so the another thing that is having a problem in this country is we have freedom, but we don't enjoy that freedom. It's like we have freedom of the paper. We have freedom on the paper, but freedom in the reality. Because if the constitution said that you have a freedom to express yourself, and that you don't have rules, where the direction this leader so and so is taking is not good, and now it become now as you are termed as problematic to the government. You become now, they taint you as someone who is abusing. You know, they say that Gen Z, they abuse, they destroy things. You know, and you see people the Gen Zs go to protest, but now you find the goons enters, they break the shops of the people. Now, the image of the Gen Zs changes. Are you getting? So, the big problem is the freedom. So, I don't know whether we start now protesting using the internet, because also when you use the internet, we have artificial intelligence. People, when they use artificial intelligence, also there is a problem. Now they are not breaking anything. They are just using the internet, but they use it in a very good way. They can bring the images of people protesting, and they post using artificial intelligence. They post in the internet, and also that is termed another. Maybe someone say it is cyberbullying. Yeah, some fabrication comes in now. When you go to the online, it's also a problem. They bring fabrications. When you go to the street, also the fabrication are also there. They bring goods and they say that. Yeah.
All right, Tomato Mong'are KCTV na kunyara kutume ujumbe ya wase namba ya SMS studio 0768790470 live Facebook toto kabuna KCTV tukate Instagram, TikTok kama na X account kabuna KCTV. A website ni www.kctv.co.ke ime studio liko pata vasai ba berba kunyara wekira na wasto genda to kwandri unyamana ya vasai ba Gen Z useke orgia Gen Z kwa bage kunyara weso kina kunyara kwimukere ligora so kunyara kwihirensi yabo gesiasa na ebigana bibirengero byabo asigatia mabolyo au tugate mabyarero medi Daniel abatebanga nara kubati muroberio obaga Joshua abatebanga nara kubati muroberio kurunyaisa Mong'are kitutu masaba constituency abateba pamoja mpaka tamati sura mbaya rosafi abateba kurua Nairobi mkuru kwa Ruben nonde mbio muroberio amo nomurugio ne Linet Nyanchira pamoja na mwana Belden Nyambariga akubuli abaiga naibale toto la Kisi Joshua Mbietirima Simekanyange Simba Naomi Kwambuka Omaremeralia Douglas Ogega Honorable Victor Mondo Miyenda Victor Vinisangani Litunda Green Musobigi Suswa Mona Banda Range Samuel Samido Sola Kotabanga watching live from Malindi still tuned in. Thank you for the conversation. Stephen Momanya Oteba watching live from Jogo Duncan Obano Chile Oteba Kurwa Otanchi Igomanya Mache Kumogachogari Basi Otebanga I'm enjoying this program so much. Evangelist Nicholas Ogega Oteba Nwari Kunyansongi stage amu Murugio Juliet amo na bana Sheri na Bildad na Nyansongo stage niko tuned. Thank you so much. Elizabeth Moiga Otebanga Kurwa Nyagisai Bombeta Nonde Meyenyoni Nomugakone Julius Toroli amana bane Metusela Rafael Peterson Mononesmas Dominico Moni Kurusera board of course na Corridor Oteba Wakire Bijano Nde Miyomoroberio na Mwanejo CM Abanangela Mona Angelo Amona Peter Kosoro na Corridor de Musioma na Corridor Teresa Omboka Teresa na Corridor Honorable Victor Mondo Miyena na Corridor Confector Mubisa Ericos wait this Poleni. Just so much about very thank you for the love asante so Now, when we're talking about social media, the main tool abasaiba jenzi babere bakunyara kumeka aso kunyara ko source information na kunyara ko pass information at the same time. Now let us look at the same makijenzi babere bakunyara ku political change, and if you've ever participated in an online protest and mkikia kusukuma kwate kama I'm here nafanya hivi.
Personally I participated online and even physically. 1925 Elito and Parliament. I was there in the streets. I was there. 100% certain I was there, but the Parliament are on the fire. Haya mama ngakete si mambia. Gandelia. Mwana tanda mana. Mama na ngure. So literally, you realize at that time, itoingwenda kwerende. I was wondering, ngikekogera togoboro chibesa. That is something that you can watch and personally, right? Fine. Ngala mwena haki wa mpe, we might have borrowed heavily. But to borrow when you have a project that is on coin, make a project that is on coin. For example, you borrow 340 million, but I tell you, STI in Mahosika. That coin, I think. Because ningine tishuana correct, but we had a project that was ongoing. Right now we are borrowing, but we don't have any mega project that is on coin. So what is it? These guys we are borrowing. Alafu kwa borrow watu tumero moziko back to work at their own expense, at their own luxury. That was the first thing. So literally I was looking at it from that end. At that time, Tengwakana loans, Tengwakana 60% of our total collections. So which money will be left for development? In fact, that is the harsh reality. Right now, I believe they have undergoing Mong'are and undergoing Suracha. Definitely, let us expect coffee in a way, in terms of taxes and so on. Because where we've reached with Atwakana Chidenieri, in fact, right now, we're looking at it the other day, whatever we are paying is interest. The principal amount that we borrowed. So whatever that we are paying is the interest. So we are not paying the amount. So whether we choose any later, we will definitely have to go back to our pockets to fix the mess that these people did. So when you look at it, for example, Wasang at that time you've left school, Wakanore hell, but that time Shai is coming. House levy is there. That is one thing that really hate again. The so-called house levy. House levy, these people are using our land. They are not purchasing the land. They are using my money to build on the same land. Correct. No, you see, number one, it is not a priority right now. Correct. For example, right now, if I'm in my house there and tea is not a priority, right? I'll do what is a priority. Like which are correct in the Watindaga. Correct. So house levy, like fine. If the house levy, the so-called house levy, is about 1.5%. The 1.5% to me again on a public land, and what I'm going to buy this. Coming in again, one or Kumi house levy, the Tokorungayo. The time goes down in an interview by NTV, Akaboro, how much did you collect? You know, this man, Akadeva, we collect all at that time. The interview, I think I'm not certain and work on figures. After some comes out and says we collect 6 billion. But even if just billion, you know, you can build so many houses. Because number one, Barikogora land, they buy these things in bulk. So those are some of the things that are fueling us. For us to move, these are the problems that are fueling us to do the online protest. And you asked a question at the time, like for example, how is social media helping us? Number one, I can do it from my comfort zone. But I'm testing. I can push agenda because we, in fact, Gen Zs are setting the agenda for discussion over Genesis. Even when they wake up in the morning, they are posting online so that they can at least know how they tackle them. It's helping us to reach these guys because they can fire you, what research kwa mguu. So we And you remember now, that is now, jana mwenye alishikwa juzi mwenye alikuwa na cheno ilikuwa kuna kijana alikuwa record TikTok akateba that there will come a time that those people who are killing the same people will also be killed. A time right now is in birth almost like 5 or 3 days now. Was almost 5 days plus for saying such a thing. But Nelson and other things on. Now you realize you social media we must do because back to what if you are moving a hashtag and that's better. Yeah.
On the issue of housing living and project. A good idea, but in the wrong time. It's not about because who ran it, but he did it the different way. Now, with the president, but man to do it. You see, to the government is doing it, not knowing that the so I other MPs go fast. And when people are in the government, actually they don't talk about it. Mtu akitoka kwa serikali, suddenly anakuwa clever, anaanza kusema, oh, what we are saying is not, and we should be very keen as Gen Zs for these people are living in the government. Let us be very keen because mtu akitoka anaanza kuspeak our language, which is not good. Mtu akitoka anafaa anatulia, anajipanga. Si ati mtu akitoka kwa serikali anaanza kuspeak the Gen Z language. That is not good. Another thing is about borrowing. I tend to think that a country that tax itself is like carrying yourself in the bucket. Unaingia ndani ya bucket, unaanza kujibeba. I think most of the countries, even the US, the G7 they borrow money. But I don't discourage borrowing at a personal level. What I discourage is now, what I encourage is this man that you borrow, what are you doing? What is going to do? Even who also is borrowed, but you see this year where it reached, where it's supposed to be reached. We know where it's supposed to reach, but it's where it reached. And I remember there's a time Jimmy Wanjigi said that the cost of SGR was exaggerated. So it was exaggerated. So even who borrowed and used the money, he also have his own shortcomings. So we don't want to say that Uhuru did you well than Ruto, or Ruto is doing bad than. But I love Uhuru because he was not a capitalist. Because and also he invested in proper manpower. Because come on, CS, he looked for serious people. It's not that Uhuru was a genius, and I'm not saying that he's not a genius anyway. So Uhuru, what helped him most, and I want to be very honest, is the CS position he chose. But Ruto is very bright. At a personal level, Ruto is very bright, and is a man who is very straight. But the problem he did, arranging his government, the structure of his government, is my CS position, my PS, he was focusing on who supported him, how, why. Are you getting? That's why we're having all this problem. If we could have focused like Ruto, and like Uhuru never said that this supported me in this way, and why he supported me. No. Okay, you are fit for the guy. You saw he gave Matiang'i the job. Matiang'i did the work diligently. And he added him. You see, because he saw Matiang'i is doing well, akamwongeza na ingine, kwa sababu unafanya kazi mzuri, shika hii. See the CS position that Uhuru Kenyatta chose. See the CS position Mwai Kibaki chose 2002. You will see the difference. Because I see Uhuru, he learned many things from Mwai Kibaki.
Well, now, if given a chance to change something in the political system,
Number one that you have to change. No prohibition money campaign. There is no way you can do 300 or your governor. I can be sure that is 1 times 12 in 12 times 5 is 60 million. You're going to earn 60 million. Now you want to use 300 million to do the campaign. Where are you going to get the job from? Where are you going to get the rest from? That is one thing that encourages corruption. If there is anything that I will ensure, we've on your work and again, those are some of the policies that we need to do. Not because like you've gone daily to watch or corrupt. Like you've gone to, for example, your billions, now you come and invest it. That is number one. Number two, I'll make sure that we have got good education curriculum. Number three, and lastly, I'll ensure we've got equal distribution of resources across the country. You don't have to be in the government for you to get the resources. You can be in opposition, but at the same time, the resources will be equally distributed to any part of this nation, so long as you are a Kenyan. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, there is one of the point he has said about money, campaigning money. I think money should be not be factored in the campaigning. And another thing, salary. Because the reason why these people use money is because they are going to earn a lot of money. Like the governor MP, why can't they earn 50,000 like a teacher? 100,000. Why what are they doing that makes them to earn a lot of money? So if they drop the amount of money these people earn, actually it's going to put away the use of money in the campaign. And another thing is, if I'm given a chance, is working on the health system. Actually, we need to have even free cancer. You know, cancer is a disease that is affecting all of us. And we need to come with a health system that's going to help cancer patients to cope up with life. Yeah, health system, salaries of these politicians, and another thing is education system. Education now is the backbone of the country, so we need to refine it.
All right.
Yeah.
Let us vote tuake chikura with our minds, not with our stomach. Tani chinda chito. Kitoko ne debe, tochora bantu, para chibato konyi mambi, depending from chisera bago toneri. Then lastly, maybe I say hello to my parents, because they brought me to be who I am today. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, ngo te beba gusiba minto na kiyo cha 2027 akashikora no marembe and bakachikora bakira abantu chikora bakoreta solution tali amangana bose ande gwakira bibuli bane mbyamano senyi no bande totondo bakande. Yeah.
Ense gante bya bibuli bane.
Alafu ndio kwa neke gusie kesa. Ndio ndio ile gusie kesa.
Abone ndio nzona cha kiretega. Which is a step, one step at a time. Mpaka nikiri kwa ninataka nisori.
Gusie kesa.
So I'm not asina kwa bada.
Na ndio watch Kisi TV.
Yes.
And watch Kisi TV.
Lale koma libathingwe kutumbea all the blood tsini kwa mara ni bochi no rasomoro berio. Ndio mono uchasemo director ne Shadrack Kangwenya so kweli kino muligereria obeleka kunyara kunyora chibi chamo na mali ya senchira yo wekera nayo muligereria Kisi TV. Ndio mono so kunyara ko yancho moro berio gwenyoni na kunyara ko yobwate kirenga kimampi nili kuli juma artistic Friday tuli sweet tuli robe ele tabete kunyara ko kora ibi kya sogoro John kwamboka na lele taliani mbeka gaya asichinkoro chene twala likulege asante. Thank you so much.
Asante pia.